Weakness is a shadow, silent yet relentless, stretching across every decision you make. It clings to the edges of your thoughts, invisible to the world, yet shaping your actions with quiet authority. Society whispers that avoidance, distraction, and comfort are signs of wisdom, that if you shield yourself from struggle, you will survive unscathed. But this is an illusion. Ancient warriors, Musashi among them, knew that the first battle is never against an external enemy. The fiercest adversary you will ever face is the weakness that lives inside you. The hesitation, the fear, the doubt that whispers you are not enough. Modern men drown in noise, chasing recognition and busyness to mask this truth, never confronting the shadow that dictates their life. Ignoring it does not make it vanish. It waits, patient, corrosive, eroding every opportunity for greatness. What if the first and greatest victory is not over the world, not over rivals, but over yourself? The man who recognizes this shadow, who faces it without flinching, begins to carve the path toward true mastery, understanding that every step forward requires a confrontation with what lurks within. Even the greatest of warriors began as fragile, uncertain boys. Musashi's youth was marked by duels where each encounter could end life or limb, a crucible that revealed the raw contours of fear, doubt, and limitation. Weakness here was not punishment. It was a compass pointing toward necessary growth. The ancient insight is clear. The body and mind are forged only through relentless confrontation with one's own inadequacies. In contrast, modern men chase immediate mastery, avoiding any struggle that could scar or slow them. They mistake comfort for progress, failing to recognize that discipline begins in thought before it manifests in action. Musashi's victories were born in these early trials, where suffering was the instructor and the blade was the teacher of clarity. Each wound, each near defeat, shaped him into someone capable of standing alone, unshaken, able to transform vulnerability into precision, hesitation into decisiveness. The journey of mastery begins here, in the silent war with oneself. Weakness persists in those who cling to routine, who surround themselves with comfort and approval, mistaking societal validation for true strength. Activity alone is no measure of progress. Busyness can be a veil over inadequacy. Ancient warriors endured repetitive failure, seeking the lessons hidden in struggle, embracing adversity as a sculptor shapes stone. Modern life offers endless substitutes, distractions, entertainment, convenience, all eroding the opportunity for self-mastery. Identity itself is hollowed by compromise, the quiet surrender to avoidance. Discipline is the threshold that separates those who endure from those who falter. Without it, potential is lost, and the shadow within grows unchecked. To strengthen oneself requires a deliberate embrace of difficulty, a willingness to face the silent enemy in the depths of your own mind and body. Only in this confrontation can a man begin to rise beyond the limits imposed by habit, fear, and societal expectation. Talent alone is a fragile shield. Desire without structure is a flickering flame easily snuffed by circumstance. Musashi understood that natural ability or luck cannot forge mastery. True strength emerges through repetition, ritual, and the relentless imposition of restraint upon oneself. In modern life, shortcuts and the hunger for recognition erode real power, replacing depth with illusion. Discipline is the scaffolding upon which resilience, skill, and authority are built. Without it, weakness persists, unchallenged, undermining every endeavor. The mind must be trained to act even when desire falters, when resistance rises, when every instinct screams retreat. Discipline transforms effort into inevitability, weakness into challenge, and potential into a weapon forged over time. It is the invisible force that underpins visible triumph. The path to mastery passes through fire. Musashi embraced repeated trials, failure, and deliberate hardship, understanding that pain is not punishment, but a precise instrument to sharpen the mind and body. Ancient warriors knew that the comfortable never see truth, that clarity is found in struggle, not ease. Modern avoidance blunts perception, weakens resolve, and fosters entitlement. The transformation begins when weakness is confronted intentionally, when suffering becomes a medium through which the self is refined. Discipline emerges as both weapon and shield, a quiet architecture of endurance that fortifies every movement, every decision, every act. Pain is no longer an obstacle. It is the whetstone on which skill, perception, and spirit are honed, preparing the warrior to act decisively when the world demands it. True mastery is revealed not in the clash of steel, but in the silence of the mind. Musashi moved with precision and calm, even in the chaos of threat, a man unshaken by the world's turbulence. Stillness is a form of dominance, a control of internal distraction and external turmoil alike. Ancient insight teaches that the mind dictates the body's efficacy. Control begins within, shaping every motion, every thought. Modern men scatter themselves, reacting to noise, to impulse, to transient discomfort, mistaking motion for action. Discipline manifests here as unshakable composure, an authority that needs no proclamation. The warrior who has mastered stillness acts with clarity where others stumble, decisive in every moment because his internal order precedes external engagement. Every failure, every doubt, every injury can be turned into advantage. Musashi transformed his own moments of vulnerability into insight, perception, and skill. Ancient philosophy insists that the obstacle itself teaches, strengthens, and shapes the self. Modern avoidance leaves potential unrealized, leaving the shadow to grow unchecked. Weakness, when recognized and embraced, becomes a tool, not a liability. Discipline is the mechanism that converts suffering into power, turning each wound into a lesson, each hesitation into a strategy. The man who wields suffering becomes unshakable. His mind sharpens, his patience deepens, and his presence commands without a word. Weakness, once feared, now propels him forward. Every struggle a brick in the foundation of enduring mastery. Victory favors those who prepare before necessity compels action. Musashi predicted threats, anticipating danger with a mind honed through repetition, solitude, and focus. Ancient wisdom teaches that readiness is cultivated in quiet hours, long before the world tests it. Modern reliance on luck or reaction leaves men vulnerable, chasing outcomes after the moment has passed. Discipline is habitual anticipation. It sharpens the mind before confrontation, aligns intention with action, and collapses weakness under consistent, deliberate effort. The edge is not in the weapon, but in the unseen hours of preparation. The patience to endure repetition, and the courage to face uncertainty with controlled certainty. The warrior who anticipates moves silently, but strikes decisively. His power born from foresight as much as strength. Musashi's journey was lifelong, a path defined by the relentless confrontation of weakness. Strength does not spring from luck or comfort. It emerges from repeated, disciplined effort, practiced long before recognition arrives. Every man must walk this path alone, in unseen struggle, often uncelebrated, yet undeniably transformative. Awareness, patience, and consistency forge authority that cannot be borrowed, stolen, or faked. Legacy is measured not by applause, but by the capacity to endure, to rise above weakness, and to act with calm certainty when the world tests him. Imagine a man walking unshaken, tempered, disciplined, his weakness now transformed into enduring power. Each step is proof, each action a declaration, silent yet undeniable, that mastery belongs to those who confront themselves, and through this confrontation conquer life itself.